Okay, it's that time of the week. Let's get it. Indeed. Man talk, man talk, man talk, man talk, man talk central. That's what we're doing here. 4 dudes out of the mud, now we're ruling here. We give it to you, deliver like Amazon. You're listening to Kings and Champions. No matter what we're talking about, we're gonna give it to you straight, man, no doubt. Hey yo, we on our way to greatness. God's got our back, so chill and relax. This is Man Talk Central. Welcome back to another episode of Man Talk Central. Let's get it.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Man Talk Central, where experience meets perspectives and nothing is off limits. No filters, no fluff, just raw and uncut discussion. Before we get into it, make sure you tap in with us. Like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also reach us by email below. Now let's get to it. Let me introduce you to some and present to others. 3 brothers like no other. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Thank you for tuning in.
My man, DJ Eddie T. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Appreciate y'all joining us. Let's get it.
Gotcha. And Thurgood Marshall's distant cousin, Colonel Esquire. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, gang. And before we begin, let me just say a quick belated happy birthday to my mother, who reached the age of 81 yesterday. And so it's a blessing to still have her. So happy birthday, Mom. I love you.
Happy birthday, dear Gigi. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Vicky,
You got your fan? Oh, she
Happy birthday, Miss Gibb. Gotcha. And I'm your host, RB3, the law-abiding citizen. Now, there's been a lot going on in the news today. Everything from E.F. Hutton talking and nobody's listening, to bombs over Baghdad, to jokers dressing up like Jesus Christ, to no, he's actually a teacher or a custodian or help. We don't even know what's hell going. Maybe he's a rap star. Maybe he's a hip hop artist called Jesus Trump. I don't know. But anyway, fellas, this is an open dialogue today. We got like 22 minutes left to get the people what they want. So I'm gonna start with you, Dan. What's on your mind, brother?
What's really on my mind is them Lego wars and them that Iran's been putting out them Lego videos. Them things is crazy. Regardless of which side of the fence you on, you call it propaganda, call it what you want. Some of them things is banging. I'm not gonna lie. They know how to put some music out. So I don't know if they got Dr. Dre's clone over there or what's going on, but they sonically it sounds good. It's hard to defeat what they got going on as far as the music part.
Produced and published at speed and capable of reaching new audiences, these Lego-styled animation movies coming out of Iran, mocking US President Donald Trump, have surfaced on social media.
But that, and then the other thing was the Trump with the dressing up with the like he was, our Lord and Savior. That was pretty interesting. I'll let you guys go ahead and discuss what y'all want to discuss, and we can open up this conversation.
Dan, I'm gonna need you to check on YouTube and see if they have a collage of the Lego hip hop video entourage or whatever playlist. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. When you first sent the thing, I was like, okay, but the second one you sent, okay, Dan must really like this. Let me look at it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Let me see who's doing this.
Sonically, it sounds really good. Like you put your headphones on, you bump it in the whip, man. It sounds good, but I get it. They say it's propaganda, so gotta be careful what you play and where you play it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So as we drift over to Colonel Esquire, did anybody break any laws? What's going on with the Lego mania?
Man, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on, if that makes sense. If you know, you know. So I don't, the same people that are trying to defend, or well, I don't think they're even trying to defend his depiction of Jesus at this point. But those same people didn't have any issue when they had a depiction of the Obamas as primates or whatever, But now I guess this is a step too far when you're trying to imitate, Jesus Christ. And then, he said that he thought he was a doctor. He never gone to a doctor's office and seen the little red robe or scarf or whatever you call it, and then I ain't never had no doctor lay their hand on my forehead to heal me. They usually give me a prescription or your stethoscope. So he's wilding out. I mean, it's just kind of in disarray. He kind of just doing what he wants. And, I think people are starting to get tired of it, but, it is what it is. I mean, that's who the country voted for. So stand on business. I mean, you know, oh, go ahead.
I got one question for you, Colonel Esquire. You not really a question, but more like a statement. I bet there's gonna be some dumbass university or college that's gonna give him an honorary doctorate degree to validate his comment. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Colonel Esquire.
Yeah. So I think, people are starting to, it's one thing, you can, I think, agree with politics or disagree with the politics, but, there are certain things that I think that a reasonable person, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, are going to be like, yo, this guy's out of control. This guy's out of control. And then you criticize the former Iran deal because we gave a bunch of money, but now we're in the process of giving 10 times that amount in order to, resolve a war that should have happened in the first place. But I'll just leave that alone.
Well, it's always crazy, right? It's like, but I think that in life in general, you always find, well, Ed did this, and this is what he got for it. But then Rob did it. He's serving life in prison, right? It's just always, I don't know, it's kind of like a catch-22 dealing with some of these jokers out here. But in the end, we will see when it's time to vote in midterms if it really made a difference. Because, like you said, some folks out there are blind when it's dealing with the certain persuasion, right? But with all that, let me bring back the fun piece. DJ Eddie T, our resident extraordinaire. How did you like the Lego DJing and all that good stuff? How did you like
Well,
this?
to be honest, I didn't listen to a bunch of it, but what I did listen to was pretty, I guess, and Dan would say sonic. What would you say, Dan? What was the word, Dan? Sonic?
Sonically. Yeah, Sonic.
Oh, yeah. Man, technology has really improved over the years. And yeah, there's some talented people out there. There's a gentleman, I mean, AI is taking over everything, not jumping off the Lego thing, but there's a gentleman, a comedian. I think I may have sent one of his videos to you guys. Um, but he'll sing about anything. It's funny. He'll sing about, not having gas in his car. He'll sing about, um, child support's killing him. He'll sing about EBT cards.
Went 2,000 in my checks, barely covering, keeping my head above water. This ain't good time, we suffering. Inflation through the roof, keep a smile, you see the proof. So I'm depending on you to check that box that say approved. These bills whooping our ass. I need some EBT. I'm tired of spending my cash. I need some EBT. I said, these bills whooping our ass. Give me the EBT. I'm just tired of spending my cash. Give me the EBT.
He'll sing about, you know, his girl going to the plug. Y'all know what the plug is. He said, I sent you for one bag. You come back with 3. You must be making love to the plug. So, I really want you guys to check him out. But anyway, yeah, just technology has come a long way when it comes to that. But I will listen to some more of the Lego hits this weekend. Check it out.
We'll stay in the what do you call it, the arena of politics. What's her name? What's the female's name? Pamela Bondi. What's her name?
Yeah, Pam Bondi. Yeah.
Bondi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What do you think about she's avoiding everything. She don't want to be questioned about Jack. Man, I would tell you this, if everything switches to whereas the Democrats control both, that chick going to jail. What do y'all think about her and her actions? I'll start with you, Colonel Esquire.
I think it's with uh I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily her. I think it's anybody that's, in the administration. Like if you're gonna get fired or you're gonna get, questioned, like you're gonna be the fall guy or fall girl for the president. So yeah, I mean, if I was her, I wouldn't say anything to anybody either. I would disappear as well because when everything starts falling apart, yeah, they're gonna be looking at people to take the fall. And so yeah, I mean, now I don't know if she was really a firm believer or just doing her job, but either way, that's kind of the that's kind of the she knew the assignment when she took it. When things are going great, she's gonna get the glory. And when everything is starting to fall apart, they're gonna be looking for fall guys or fall girls, and she's bound to be one of them. So, I mean, it's not surprising to me. I wouldn't say anything either.
Yeah. Well, quiet as it's kept, I heard she's living in Dallas now. She just applied at Baby Dolls. So those that might be interested, go over there and check her out. But anyway, DJ Eddie T, what are your thoughts?
Back in the day, I would go to Baby Dolls to see if she was really there, but now, I'm gonna stay away from Baby Dolls. Matter of fact, if it's in Dallas, I'm gonna stay away from Dallas. So,
Smart man.
oh
Smart
yeah,
man.
for sure. But as far as Pam is concerned, as Colonel Esquire stated, yeah, quiet is kept. She has to be smart. She has to keep her mouth closed about everything because you guys remember that TV show back in the day called Scandal?
Yeah.
This could be a real life scandal situation. She could end up missing. So of course, we don't want that to occur. But man, politics in general is a trip. We don't really know what's going on. I think with Colonel Esquire not giving his business out, but him working at the Pentagon years ago, he probably witnessed some things that the average law-abiding citizen wouldn't witness. So, but with that said, we just hope for the best for Pam and whatever she comes up with. I think uh, doesn't she have something to do with the Epstein files, or right now she's got something going on? I just kind of peep what she doubles. It says she doubles down on a Pam Bondi threat. The lawmaker doubles down. So I don't know what she has going on with that, but that's something that just came up with 22 hours ago. So I really hadn't gotten into it. But yeah, she needs to watch her back, I guess, if something is said. So she knows what she's doing. Be quiet, girl. Let them pay you off for, you know,
I know
don't
that's
end up
right. I mean,
missing. All I'm gonna say. Don't end up
yeah.
missing.
I mean, his family has all the money. I mean, they got billions from, I don't know. I ain't seen no tax documents. But anyway, Brother Dan, talk to me.
Yeah, I think you know, she's gonna lay low for a little while. I mean, out of sight, out of mind. With everything that's going on, she may get lost in the shuffle because we got a lot more. We got a lot of issues going on, but I think it'll come back to haunt her later on. Hopefully, she did what she needed to do and follow the law. Don't know how far that's gonna roll for her, but she on the chopping block for sure.
Sure. So I know you guys are tracking. Remember when Trump came into office? Everybody who was involved in January 6th, he gave pardons to and all that crazy stuff. Then they start talking about the Proud Boys and what's the other extremist militant group? Proud Boys and Oath Seekers. Have you guys been tracking that? Let me
No, what's
start
been
with
going on with them?
say that again.
No, what's been going on with them?
Well, so supposedly Trump is trying to get it totally wiped away, expunged from their records. So whereas nothing can ever come back, and they are what do you call it when it's done without prejudice? I think that's what you guys call it in the legal
And when it's done
arena.
with prejudice,
With prejudice. There you go. So because the
I
fear
thought that's
is,
what the pardon was.
I it just came up in the news the other day. I was riding to work and I was like, that's interesting. Because to your point, I did think that when you get pardoned, you can't be charged for that particular crime again. But, I don't know. I think he's trying to find a place for him in politics, a couple of the lead headmen of both groups. So this is going to be very interesting once again. I keep saying if people don't go to the polls and vote on this upcoming midterm.
Well,
Dan, what's your thoughts, brother?
correct me if I'm wrong, but I know he pardoned a few of the January 6th individuals, and later on they turn out to get into some legal issues. So
Yeah,
you just prolong what was eventually going to happen to them anyway. And then
true.
you get rid of DEI, and maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but it seems like you're doing DEI yourself in a different form. It's more like nepotism or favoritism, however you want to put it nowadays, whatever the popular word is. But you're hiring people and putting people in positions that are just, I get it, they're supporting you, but they're, lack of better terms, sucking up to you or your butt kissers.
Yeah, yeah. Eddie T, got any comments or thoughts on that?
No, I just remember seeing where, as Dan had stated, whoever stated, that the people that had been pardoned, someone had put out a video about certain ones that had been pardoned. It's like they're getting in trouble. So I don't understand why bad people should get a pass to turn around and do bad again. Um, it's unfair and unfortunate that that's the way the system is set up, and America has become the laughing stock of the world,
Yeah,
due to certain things. And it's a shame that we have to go through this. But my dad always told me when I was younger, he said it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I don't know if we've gone through the worst. So but if it gets any worse, we're really going to be in trouble. So, um, but again, you go to the Bible, a lot of it is in there. It has to come to pass what we're going through. So there's no way we can get around it. So it's just something we just got to bear with and
yeah.
make sure that we're saved and we know where we're going after we leave this earth.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but it's very interesting. Anytime, I hate to bring race into it, but anytime it's a white person and they get charged something egregious like that, and they might get charged again, you hear about it for that one moment, but then it's gone. But let's say if it was Jesse Jackson, the late great Jesse Jackson, or just another black public figure, or it just seems like it's definitely two sides, right? And could it be because white America still has a foothold on on America, right? When you look at news channels, not unless it's BET, you don't see a lot of us on there. You don't see a lot of us represented. Maybe every news station, which I think Colonel Esquire can speak to this better than I can, him being a public affairs extraordinaire. Um, it's just funny how some it's just funny how things happen. And to your point, DJ Eddie T, I hope it doesn't get any worse because I mean, man, it's horrible. We talk about DEI, people getting hired, not getting hired. People, I mean, it's horrible. But Colonel Squire, my question to you is, do you think DEI will come back once the Democrats take office again?
I think so. I mean, well, for one, I really didn't have a problem with DEI anyway, because as we've said in previous episodes, you still had to be qualified to do the job. So, you're not just bringing in somebody simply because of their color or because of their disability. They had to have been qualified. I mean, just like the, which I'm surprised that hasn't made big news as much as I thought it would or should. The recent nominee for the new CDC director, the lady, uh, very qualified, very exceptional, former Surgeon General,
Yeah,
and she's taken over the CDC. So, and I know that there are going to be some people that say, "Oh, well, we're just going to throw Trump's doing that to throw you a bone, but he's really racist. He's really doing all that," and he very well may be. But that's an example of how DEI works. Like it's diverse. Like you're picking talent from the pool of all races and ethnicities. It's not just, you still have to be qualified. If she didn't have those qualifications, she wouldn't have been selected. So I think that now was DEI extreme? That I can't speak on. But I think that there is going to be a reversal of what's been going on once the administration change, as well as should, because you're limiting yourself as far as the pool of talent by getting rid of DEI.
Reinforce the rhythm, double check the mics, reiterate the styles I know that you like. Get your rhyme ambassador, the man you've been asking for. Came to kick past your door, automatic. I got the charismatic persona. Bar stay hot like I'm sitting inside a sauna. I stay away from the drama. I separate myself from MCs like a sentence has got a comma. G-I-B-S to the O-N. Thank you, Lord, for the blessings that you're showing. I get on the mic and start going. It's so intoxicating, like a .08 that I'm blowing. A hobby of mine, but I do it like a profession. Bars over bass and treble, there's no question. Yes, I'm confessing. Before I got saved, I used to pull girls like this at my discretion. But that man is gone, he went away. At war with your flesh, gotta die each day. In Christ, I'm a new creature. But on this microphone, yo, I'm still a monster that'll haunt ya. Watch me go bonkers, I might go unconscious. Flavor in the beat like cayenne and cilantro. Bars are raining in the booth to wear a poncho. Man talk central, 4 dudes, quattro.
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy? I just realized that Pennsylvania, even though I'm 100% total and permanent, and I don't pay property taxes in Maryland, didn't pay the portion in Georgia, don't pay none in Texas, don't pay none in Florida. Pennsylvania is all based on how much you make. So if I just had my retirement, then they would approve it. Well, let me back up. I stand corrected. You can't make more than $116,000 a year. If you make more than that, you have to justify why you need to have a relief of your property taxes. I ain't never heard of that shit before. It was either yes or no. These jokers coming with stipulations. So
So it looks like I won't be moving to Pennsylvania.
look here. Let me tell you something. Yeah, don't move up here. If one of y'all said, "Hey B, hey yo man, you know, me and the wife got a good job. Want to come?" Don't come up here. We was in Philadelphia last week looking at some place because her daughter goes to school, TJU. Was like, hey, instead of paying all this crazy amount of money, let's just buy something small, clean it up a little bit, and her and her peoples can rent it out. They can take care of themselves. Man, I walked in one room. So go back to, your fixer-upper. Man, it was like this. It was like a hill inside the living room. I was like, what the hell? And the first thing I gotta put Meek on blast. The first thing she said, just put a rug over it. I seen her lost your damn mind. I said, something's wrong. Something's wrong with this place.
Step over it.
Man, I
Oh
was like, why
shit.
am I sliding? I'm like, why am I sliding? Why am I doing the Michael Jackson and I'm standing still? Yeah. And there's rats everywhere. All the rats from New York are coming down. They're coming south.
This
They,
dude gonna
they
blame
said
New
they
York.
said it's too expensive. They said it's too expensive to live in New York. So they travel. They migrate down south.
Where do y'all
Don't
think is
y'all
the
still
most
got like
expensive place to
old
live
copper
in?
pipes? Cause I think y'all still living on some of the old systems, right?
Man, I have no clue. I don't know shit about that.
Yeah. Well, my brother-in-law, he used to be a plumber, so he used
Yeah.
to go out to Philly every once in a while. And they got them old ass pipes, man. Like not good for your health at all. There's all kinds of
Right.
issues up there up north, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Where do
surprised
y'all
they
think
haven't
the most
renovated some of those properties.
Where do y'all think the most expensive place is? California, New York.
Well, yeah, definitely California. But I think,
California.
You
yeah,
think so? Okay. Cause I'm just saying, like, you live in a high rise or something in New York, it's like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month. But yeah, I'm just talking about an apartment or a condo or whatever they want to call it. It's a freaking apartment. But I just remember when Jason lived out there when he played for the Nets. He had, I still call it an apartment, but man, it was stupid. But again, he had stupid money. But I'm like, how does somebody even justify this? You're living in an apartment and paying that.
Look here. At least he has something to look at. My dad lived on Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. 2-bedroom. I think it was a half living room. Have you ever heard of a half living room and a half kitchen? And he was paying about $27.50 a month, and this was in the mid-'80s.
That's crazy.
And then come to find out, that's the same corner that they used to sell drugs on. Cause how, like in New York, on the corners, you always have that store that's been there forever, but everything in the window is kind of faded. Yo, I mean, of course, I lived in Glenpool, right? So I didn't know what was going on. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, that don't make sense. So $2,700, that's a lot of money. That was really a lot of money back then.
Right.
And he didn't have no scenery that Jason had.
Yeah. Man, that is
Hey,
crazy.
he ain't have no doorman. His doorman was the wino that couldn't make it to.
They wanted to charge him for parking.
It's crazy
Man,
too, because Fulton Street's gentrified now. I don't know when's the last time you've been up there, but I mean it's crazy. So, but getting back to your point, DJ ADT, I think California, because I'm just trying to think of an average person living in New York versus the average person living in California.
Right.
You can have, you got to have transportation in California, whereas versus New York, you can
Yeah,
use mass transportation, bus, train, taxi, whatever. And then like eating on the street, it's a lot cheaper versus like, I think overall, California is more expensive just because you gotta have more just to survive versus New York, especially in the city, you just walk everywhere.
Right.
California is horrible, and then the salaries out there in California it's not like you get paid a lot more money. I'm like, how do people live?
Man,
Cause
when I lived out there, it was crazy. It was insane. And
yeah,
it's like, if you literally, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I would never, ever, ever be able to afford a house in the area that I was living, like Oakland, Bay Area, and everything. Man, I knew some people, and this was 15 years ago. House built in the 1940s. They selling it for $600,000 and $700,000. That was a fixer upper. I mean, that was just insane to me, and I didn't grasp that. Of course, y'all know where I'm from. You know what my dad did. He was a remodeler, and he welded and did all that stuff. So when you see something like that, for those people to be able to sell that, if they even threw some paint on there, they were going to get 800 or $1 million for it,
easily.
and then come here and pay cash and have some change left over, brand new. It just threw me.
Well, in the early 2000s, it was a big boom. That's when Frisco, McKinney, Texas, and all that really grew up.
Right.
Blew up because a lot of people from California sold and came out to Texas and made a monk because it didn't cost that much to live in McKinney and Frisco now. You can't find a 2-bedroom, 1-bath that's less than $700,000 or $600,000 in those areas. It's crazy. But they were smart. I want to say, because let me see, I built the house in 2004. So it had to be like 2008, 2009. And that's when Vegas or Nevada was having that, they had some type of real estate issue, loan issues. So a lot of people like lost stuff in Nevada and they moved to Texas as well. Because the people who rented my house for like 6 years, they had a business out there and they was like, oh my God, we'll pay. And they actually paid me like $200 more a rent per month, but they were used to paying $5,000 and $6,000. And
Or they'll
this,
pay it up for a whole year.
yeah.
Yeah. Check this out. You guys are, I guess, more up on this stuff. If a person were just to say pay a mortgage, say your mortgage is say $3,000. Okay, you send a mortgage company $36,000. Will that take care of your mortgage for the year? Will they still send you statements? I'm not saying that we're going to do that, but that was just something I asked the other night. I said, how does that work? Because she used to be a realtor. She said, "Oh, I don't know, babe. I don't know how that works." But I was just wondering. Of course, it's different than paying your rent for a year, but on a mortgage, I just wonder how that works. If somebody was in that position to do that, would it go towards your principal? Would it go towards your, your interest? How does that work?
You gotta specify if you pay that much, like if you just give $36,000, that's gonna pay interest and your whatever you owe, right? So the best thing would be able to do is pay your monthly payment, then whatever that extra is, you pay it towards your principal, which
I got you.
overall is gonna reduce your taxes, right? That's how you pay it down quicker. But it's a difference than like a car loan. With a car loan, you can go ahead and you can say pay $3,600 and you might not have a car payment for like 7 months, right? But
Okay, okay.
with a home, I think it's different.
It's
But
different.
I'll let the other two guys, talk to that
Yeah.
piece.
I just wondered. I mean, I wish I was in a position like that, but I was just saying people who are blessed and are able to do that. I just wonder if they were to send 36,000, say, "Hey guys, this is my mortgage for the year. I owe 3,000 a month. I'm gonna pay it for the year. Okay, now I can go and do whatever I want to do, and I don't have to worry about y'all sending me anything until January." I just
But
wonder.
they're gonna hit you in the head for that payment.
Huh? Okay. Okay.
But it will be reduced though because you paid a lot on your not property tax. I'm sorry. What was principal? I'm sorry.
Principal. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So I think you'll see a difference there. So
Yeah,
if
you
your
just see a
payment
difference in
was
the balance, obviously. But I was just
right,
wondering if they'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm not going to send him a monthly statement." You know what I'm saying? I was just
yeah,
wondering.
Coming right at the gate with no delay, getting started right away. Got a little bit to say. First off, glory to the Lord each and every day. He's the truth and the life. He's the only way. He's the potter, I'm the clay. What more can I say? Need to get him in your life. Hurry up, I'm the late. Getting that out of the way. Now we go on with our day. Gonna keep giving you bars, cause you know my resume. Treat the music like a crime, I'm a predicate. Cause I be murdering beats with the nouns, verbs, and the predicates. Hard, never delicate. Cause when it comes to a hater, see you later. We gotta stay separate. Bye-bye. Ain't no doubt, I'm the one you can lean on. Man talk search is what I be on. No doubt. Cause every time you turn the beat on, my flow stay hot like a furnace in your house whenever you turn the heat on. Colonel Esquire,
yeah, yeah. Well, check this out, gentlemen. I know we've had some technical difficulties today, and I promised that I would stay on time, keep everybody on time. So with that, closing remarks. It's about that time. So talk to me, DJ Eddie T. Got anything for the people as we proceed to close?
As always, I mean, my thing is just keep God first in your life. I mean, I've seen some major changes in my life just because I'm being obedient. Um, I just want to encourage each and every one just to, if you haven't accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior, it's never too late. Just believe in your heart, confess with your tongue, you are saved. So I'm going to continue to use this platform to encourage people to, you know, have Jesus in their life and just take a look at what's going on around you. And no matter what's going to happen, you're going to be okay. But as far as the weekend goes, I want everyone to be safe out there. We have some bad weather in some areas and in others, just hang in there, guys, and love one another. And make sure that if you haven't spoken to a loved one in a while, make sure you reach out to them.
Outstanding. Brother Dan, talk to us.
Message is the same as always, be kind to one another, and hopefully we can all get along. And hug your loved ones. It's just it's getting a little bit rough out there. We just need to stick with each other, and let's all treat each other the right way.
Yeah, no doubt. Colonel Esquire.
Yes, I would echo the comments of both Dan and DJ Eddie T. I'm a firm believer in, having Christ as the controller in your life. But I will say that, I would ask that people follow Christ based on his word as opposed to political views and agendas and don't hide your racism behind Christianity or conservatism or liberalism or whatever the case is. because God wasn't for none of the stuff that you're hearing on the news today. So, uh, truly be true, truly be pure and genuine and kind to others. And as far as the podcast goes, we definitely value your input. We're going to get better as far as the technical difficulties, but comment, like, share, subscribe, give us your thoughts on what you want us to talk about, and we'll see you another week.
You know what's really funny is a couple guys that I work with saw a couple of clips on Instagram. And he came and said, "Hey, man, I saw your clips on Instagram, blah, blah, blah." I made a comment. I don't know what his name is, but his name is Mike. But I don't know what his Instagram name is, but he said he made a comment. So I need to make sure go out there and respond to it. So slowly but surely we'll get out there. But echoing all the comments that was previously stated, only thing I would add to it is, it's very important for you to have a good network of people around you, good network of friends. I have lived my life and I've been blessed to always have a good network of friends, and these three gentlemen are kind of started that piece. So I would just advise you all, if you're dealing with some knuckleheads, leave them the hell alone, or let me not say that because I was a knucklehead at one time, and these three gentlemen still hung around me. So with all that being said, um, let's close this episode. Let's pause. Let's honor the loved ones we lost. Appreciate those who still walk beside us. Welcome to new lives. Remind us hope is always being renewed. Remember, our time isn't endless. We got more days behind us than we do in front of us. Lead with kindness, act with purpose, and whatever you do, do it with conviction. Make your impact, make it meaningful, and above all, make it yours. And until next time, we in the Four Brothers saying peace.